It's the K-Country Morning Show with Gabe and Carrie.
You can listen to us on the K92.3 app and on this podcast.
It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. Happy Tuesday. We are on day 2 of the work week. Carrie, how was your Monday? We're back into the swing of things. How's your day yesterday? How's your morning going so far?
It was good. I did some deep cleaning. I'm back on a positive and just like healthy, like, I don't know how to say it. I've been kind of bummed the past few weeks. Just like having trouble sleeping, but I'm back. I'm doing good. So I'm very happy that I'm being more productive during the daytime.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I'm happy about that.
Cool.
Pretty psyched about that. Went on a walk, did some skateboarding. That was pretty much it. Gabe, how has your week been? Do you have anything going on this weekend? Because you always are just like counting down to the weekend some days.
I do have something going on this weekend, yes. I am on my way to visit my mother-in-law, if I'm not mistaken. That might be next. Is that next weekend? You know, I don't know. I think I have something this weekend, though. I have to visit my mother-in-law and then go to a friend's birthday lunch.
Okay, that'll be cool.
If I'm not mistaken.
There we go.
But I need to ask my manager because I do not remember.
There should be like a Google form or something to book an appointment with Gabe.
We need one of those like big calendars in the house somewhere. Oh, well. It's K92.3. Carrie and I are going to warm up our brain stems here, get the synapses lubed up, and get ready for the program here today.
Okay.
All right, Carrie, in 5 seconds or less. What?
Nothing.
I thought you'd like that.
I did like it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just giggling a bit.
Oh, why?
Because you're funny.
All right. Carrie, in 5 seconds or less, I want you to name 3 things you would clean in the shower.
The pits, the knees, and
the knees.
The knees, underappreciated, cleaned part of your body, and that area on the opposite of the knee, like where like the elbow of your leg, like underneath it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's good to know your knees are nice and clean.
Let me tell you, the rest of my body, dirty.
Okay.
From the knees up, I'm just a mess.
Sure. But kneecaps are impeccable.
Oh, let me just tell you what. Okay, Gabe, can you name 3 field trip ideas for a kid in elementary school, maybe?
Sure. I will do 3 that we did as a kid. Number 1, we went to you could go to the zoo.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we went to the Minnesota Zoo.
Zoos are great.
We also went to the Kids Museum, which was awesome. And then we had a field trip where we went to Valley Fair. And for here, it would be like Adventureland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so an amusement park.
That's cool.
I think we went to Camp Snoopy once, too, at the Mall of America.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. All right, Carrie, in 5 seconds or less, I want you to name, what are 3 apps you play on your phone?
Like I play or I can use?
That you play.
I have Duolingo.
Sure.
I can play that.
Yep.
I have the K92.3 app, so I can play.
Love that. That app is free and ready for you.
Yeah, let's go. And TikTok.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I think I would have used like Audible. I play Audible a lot.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, when I'm going to sleep at night, listen to Harry Potter books.
So do you put like headphones in
No.
or does Corey listen to it too?
No, she listens to it.
Okay.
She's made jokes about whenever Harry Potter like books are playing on our phone, she's like been trained to fall asleep. She'll
That's
just
kinda
instantly
funny.
fall asleep if we're on a car ride.
Do you just like, is it the British voice that makes you fall asleep?
No, I think it's the guy who does the books. It's kind of like, it's not like super calm. I don't know if it's
a certain tone.
But there's just something about it, and it takes all the thinking out of my brain. Like, I don't have to think about anything.
It quiets your mind.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Because if I'm just sitting there when it's super quiet, it's super loud in my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you can hear every single noise.
Yeah, and every single thought you go through. So
yeah.
I go to sleep to books a lot.
Okay, right on.
Yep.
Is it me or you? It's me?
It is you.
Gabe, can you name 3 books besides Harry Potter that you might listen to?
The Life, which was by Keith Richards. It's he was the guitar player for the Rolling Stones. It's like a kind of an autobiography.
Okay.
The Chronicles of Bob Dylan.
Okay.
And then Scar Tissue, which is a book by Anthony Kiedis of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay.
But another book, okay, let's not do those. We could also do, like, I'm a big fan, or I used to be, of a series of unfortunate events.
Okay.
Those books, when I was a kid, were awesome. Corey and I listened to those when we drove to North Carolina.
Oh, that's fun.
Just for something to kind of do to change it up. Yeah, so.
Right on.
Stuff like that.
I love that.
All right, Carrie, I want you to name 3 things you do before going to bed.
I scoop the cat's litter, like the poop out of the litter box. I brush my teeth, and I either turn on like YouTube on my TV, fall asleep. I always fall asleep to like funny videos. Like I can't fall asleep to like I watch the same like comedy specials over and over again.
Sure.
I do that. And then I brush my hair to make sure it's not too naughty in the morning.
Okay.
And then I brush it again when I wake up.
Okay. Do you put it in timeout when it gets naughty? I thought that'd be right up your alley.
It was, but I don't want to give you the satisfaction of thinking it was funny.
I respect that. It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. And do you share certain hygiene products with your significant other? And I guess we're going to find out if I'm gross or not.
I think so. Also, as someone who doesn't have a significant other at the moment, I'll still answer whether or not I would share.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
And then we want to know. Yeah, and then we want to know from you this morning on the K Country Morning Show. Are there certain things you don't mind sharing, and things, if you see them touching it, they are kicked out of the house, they're sleeping on the couch, one way or the other? Let us know on the K92.3 app or Facebook.
So these are going to go from like kind of like, basic things to kind of more intense.
Okay.
Depending on how you look at them.
Sure.
So, Gabe, where do you fall when it comes to sharing stick deodorant?
I don't care.
I'm fine with that, too.
Doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
I don't know if my wife loves it, but I've definitely used her deodorant if I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I got to stop it wherever, after at work or something.
Yeah.
But I've definitely done it. I'm sure she doesn't enjoy finding maybe little hairs in it. So I try to like make sure I pick those out after a good couple swipes.
Yeah.
But I couldn't care less if she used my deodorant.
Yeah. I mean, I've borrowed deodorant from people before. They've borrowed it from me.
Right.
It's like, what of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Slugging mouthwash straight from the bottle right after your partner.
Yeah, don't care.
You don't care?
We share bites of food.
Yeah.
Food she's bitten into, food I've bitten into.
Yeah.
I've had sips of a drink she's had. Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, I've shared mouthwash before for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, sharing their razor.
I do that.
Okay.
Corey uses mine all the time because I don't use it ever.
Because guys, like, I will say this, guys' razors are just so, like, they get more,
Sure.
It cuts deeper, it feels like.
Sure. I rarely use it because I always just use a clippers.
Yeah.
I don't ever fully Bic shave my face.
Yeah.
I mostly will use a clippers and just not put a guard on it so my face is scratchy for a day or two. But
I gotcha.
But yeah, I don't care.
I want to know if people if women's razors, because sometimes they have the little lotion or whatever on it. I wonder if there are some guys who are like, oh yeah, I prefer that razor over. Maybe.
Yeah.
We're not gonna yuck your yum. Drinking from the same glass.
Yeah. Couldn't care less.
Yeah.
I'll do that with friends.
Yeah.
I don't care at all.
Depending on how close I am, I'll move how close I am to this person. I'll move where I put my mouth versus where they put theirs.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna put it on the same spot.
I don't care.
Sharing earbuds.
Sharing earbuds?
I couldn't do it.
Oh, we do that.
I can't do that. I'm sorry. That I know what my ears are like, and I don't want to put anyone else through that.
Yeah, Corey and I do that. If anything, if they're that gross, we'll just kind of wipe them off with a paper towel.
Yeah.
But I couldn't care less.
I'm just, I will stake my claim. I will not share earbuds with someone.
Okay.
No matter what. I can share headphones, but earbuds, completely different animal. Because they just get in there.
Sure.
Okay, the final one. Using their toothbrush.
Do it all the time. Don't care.
You really use Where's your toothbrush?
I use mine all the time.
Then why do you use Corey's?
If I can't find mine, if we're on...
Where is it?
If we're on a weekend trip and I forget or something.
Fair.
I've used Corey's toothbrush 1,000,000 times. Now, granted, I don't necessarily think she loves it, but she's used my toothbrush before. Who cares? Who cares?
I couldn't.
But I'm also gross, so I don't. Whatever.
I don't think it's gross. I think it's just like depending on where your boundaries are with a partner. I just couldn't do it.
There's
sorry.
nothing wrong with people who don't want people using their toothbrush.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Exactly.
But it is not something that bothers me at all.
For me, in my mind, it's like using someone else's toothbrush is similar to like using a piece of floss that someone just used.
Sure.
Like that's the same thing to me.
Sure. Now, significant other toothbrush, fine. Buddy, that might be a little much.
Buddy, you squirt the toothpaste on your finger, you go in.
Co-host?
No, I would
I'm probably
not.
not using your toothbrush.
No way.
That's
no way.
a bit wild.
That's absolutely foul.
But Corey's, I don't care.
Oh.
It's the K-Country Morning Show with Gabe Lynn and Carrie Mack, and this past Saturday was the Cy-Hawk game, but there was also something that may have went unnoticed to some individuals, and this was going down in Iowa City. I got the inside scoop from my sister-in-law, a graduate from the University of Iowa. Did you know?
Oh, I saw this photo.
Frank Gallagher, William H. Macy, the actor, an A-list actor, was hanging out in Iowa City when the Cy-Hawk game was going on?
No, I didn't know that. Also, remind me what he's in.
Frank Gallagher, Shameless.
Okay.
His name is William H. Macy. I call him Frank Gallagher. But
okay.
He's been in all kinds of stuff. He's in the movie Fargo, Boogie Nights. He's super popular for playing in Shameless, which is one of the most popular TV shows of all time. I mean, he's in Wild Hogs, if anyone remembers that movie, which just kind of a funny, goofy, I don't know, PG-13.
Is that the biker one?
Yes.
With John Travolta, right?
Yes.
Wait, I know this guy now.
Yeah. No, William H. Macy was hanging out in Iowa City, and I could kind of ask her, like, what's he doing there? I couldn't find anything on this at all, so I had to do some internet sleuthing on social media, Reddit, and here's what basically he was doing.
Gabe on the case?
Yeah, that's right. He was peddling some whiskey, essentially. He is partners with this whiskey company or this distillery, and he was there basically just hanging out. He was at John's Grocery in Iowa City, signing some bottles and handing them out, or not handing them out, but signing them out and just kind of being there part of the promotion. So it was really cool. I thought there would be some big thing about this. I think this kind of went fairly unnoticed by a lot of the entire state, and especially eastern Iowa. But pretty cool. I
think because of the Cy-Hawk game, like there was a lot of attention in Iowa City, but not in Iowa City at the same time, if that makes sense. Like it's on the sports, but not anything else going on.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So he's a bootlegger. He's peddling some whiskey.
He's kind of a spokesperson. But
same difference.
Either way, it was kind of cool. My sister-in-law got to meet Frank Gallagher, for those who are fans of the TV show Shameless, or just the actor William H. Macy. But pretty darn cool.
That's so wild.
That awesome. Yeah, go check it out on the K92.3 app.
It's the K-Country Morning Show on K92.3, and it's time for your Nashville News Minute. The nominees were announced for the 2024 CMA Awards, and Morgan Wallen leads the way with 7 nominations.
Wow.
Cody Johnson and Chris Stapleton both have 5 each, and Post Malone and Lainey Wilson are tied with 4 each. There are some snubs, though. Scotty McCreery, he has had a #1 song on the country airplay chart every year since 2018, and he has never received a single CMA Award nomination. Beyonce Cowboy Carter spent 4 weeks on the top of the top country albums chart. And Texas Hold'em was #1 for 10 weeks. Yada, yada, yada. She qualified for multiple categories and was shut out of pretty much everything. And Carrie Underwood, she had received a nomination for Entertainer of the Year 5 years in a row. The nominees in the category were all the same as last year, except Jelly Roll replaced Carrie Underwood. You can read the full story and see all the snubs and nominations on the K92.3 app.
The snubs and the loves.
Yeah. Everyone's always happy and everyone's always disappointed. You can't please everyone.
Future.
Dang it.
The AC might be coming back on at your house if you have been lucky enough to have it off the past couple days or so.
Dang it, I'm going to melt. I'm going to shrivel up like a little raisin. I'm so mad.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to get so sweaty. It's going to be gross.
Okay.
Good thing I put on an extra layer of deodorant today. Man, can't we just keep it at like 75? Maybe 80 at the most.
75 is kind of mint.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Why do we need to do this? Why do we need to replay the hits? And by the hits, I mean the heat.
We've got Tyler
Gosh, I'm actually mad about this. I was in such a good mood. I'm wearing dark jeans, Gabe.
You have jeans on today?
Dark jeans. Black jeans.
What's that mean?
I'm literally wearing black jeans. It's going to be hot. I'm going to be sweating my butt off.
I mean, you work inside all day. You're not going to be sweating in here.
But then when I go from my car to my home, it's going to be so hot.
We've got Tyler Hubbard, Toby Keith, Jelly Roll
My
coming up.
father struggled.
And
He struggled to build
today is a
buildings
Talk
in New York.
Back Tuesday. We'll get to your Talk Back Tuesday in about 10 minutes while Carrie contemplates her life decisions by wearing jeans for the 36 seconds she'll be outside today.
Oh, no.
It's the K-Country Morning Show with Gabe Glenn and Carrie Mack, and today is a Talk Back Tuesday. What do we have today, Miss Carrie?
Yes, this is back to school season. We've been getting a few messages, a few emails regarding back to school and some decorum, some standards that people are just not too happy with.
Okay.
So we got this email from a woman in Jessup. We're going to keep everything anonymous after that. She said, the school year has just begun, and the school my son attends already has me annoyed. They sent a letter home to parents telling them if they were planning a birthday celebration during the school year, they should invite all the kids in the class. Or if it's a girl, invite all the girls. And for boys, all the boys in the class must be invited. Who do they think they are? My child isn't friends with all the kids, which would just make it awkward. And I can't afford a party for 20 or more kids anyway. I would like to hear opinions on whether I should... Woo!
Well, bless you.
I'm just allergic to this email. Let me tell you what.
Right.
I can't afford a party for 20 or more kids anyway. I would like to hear opinions on whether I should respond to the school or just ignore it and do the party the way I want. Thanks.
Right on.
Back in the day, when I was a wee lass.
You know, the fact that you have back in the day stories.
Yes, back in the day.
Just a sign of growth and maturity.
With the way that things are so expensive nowadays, I can totally understand it. But when I was a kid, I remember like Chuck E. Cheese bowling. We'd like if it was Chuck E. Cheese, like they'd invite the entire my entire little class. But then as I got older, it was like it became like smaller and smaller those birthday parties. So I think it's way different from when we were growing up, where it was so much more affordable to do stuff like that.
Sure.
Nowadays it's not. So I think a school shouldn't have to tell you like how to invite kids or like what to do with that.
They
That's
can't
weird.
tell you who gets to go to your kid's birthday party.
Exactly.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever
Then
heard.
the school should pay for it.
Well, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's really, I just don't understand it. Again,
And who is friends with every single kid in their class?
You.
There are birthdays.
You would have been.
I would have, but there are birthdays. There are birthdays as a kid that this kid doesn't like me. I don't want to go to this. Why would I want to go?
Yeah. It was
I don't know. I find this to be completely asinine. This is one of the most insane things I have ever heard, that someone is expected to throw a party for 20 whatever kids.
Yeah.
Or 15 kids or however many are in little Timmy's school class.
I think it's absolutely cuckoo bananas. And again, when I was a kid, this is what happened. I remember like inviting like a good chunk of my class, and like a part of them didn't accept the invitation.
Sure.
So,
and if little Timmy or little Sarah doesn't get invited to the birthday, maybe either A, they should be nicer to that kid, or
Yes.
B, realize not everyone likes you. That's a great life lesson to learn growing up. Not everyone is your friend.
Yes, but I also think like as a little kid, you can get very hurt, very sad if you see like another kid getting invited to a birthday party, but also maybe have the parent reach out to the other parents.
Yes, that's a simple solution. It doesn't have to be some big embarrassing thing in class.
Exactly. Like imagine like me being like, hey Gabe, you don't get an invite. This person gets an invite. This person gets an invite. This person gets an invite. Yeah. Like when you're 5 years old, that's very upsetting, of course.
Yeah, well, I would have thrown a party on the very same day just to spite you at 5 years old.
Oh, of course.
I wouldn't have done that.
Yes, you would have. It's fine. It's fine.
I wouldn't.
But like I think nowadays parents have like a phone tree, or they have like the contact information of all the other parents. I don't know. We're not parents, so we don't know what's going on. I just think that this is such a stupid rule. Like, why does every kid need to be invited?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's so expensive these days.
Who can afford to do that?
I don't understand.
Every party ever is going to be like playing in the backyard which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But that's about what mom and dad can probably afford.
Exactly.
There's no way you can take 20 kids to do anything.
Yeah, like there's no way you can take like 30 kids, because I feel like class sizes are just getting bigger because of like teacher shortages too.
Sure.
Like I don't think you can afford to take 30 kids to Lost Island Water Park, you know?
If you can, I would like to be your friend.
Excuse me, yeah. Do you need a chaperone for this trip? But message us in the K92.3 app or give us a call, 833-4985. Has this happened in your school? We want to know. How do you deal with this?
Yeah, it's just crazy to think. I don't know. School can't tell you what to do at your own house. That's just kind of how I see it.
School cannot tell me what to do at my own Chuck E. Cheese.
Chris Young coming up, and we'll get to your comments next on the K Country Morning Show. It's the K Country Morning Show. Who's this?
This is Maxine. How are you guys doing?
What up, Maxine? How you doing today? Happy Tuesday.
Yes, same to you guys. I'm doing all right. I was just calling in because I heard you guys talking about the birthday party stuff with schools.
Okay, yeah. What do you have to think about it?
So I actually am a teacher, and I guess I have been on the other end of it. Usually, though, if there is a message sent home from the school, it is not because of the birthday party. It's only because of invitations coming to school. So if kids are handing out invitations to classmates in the classroom itself, that's when you run into the problems. Because I know I've had that where a girl brought in invitations, and we had a really small class, and there was only like 7 girls in the class, and she left out one of them that she didn't want to bring, and so that child was heartbroken. Just
invite her at that point.
That's insane.
That's so mean.
So it's really more about the invitations, I would say, coming to school. If you're doing it on your own and sending invitations out in the mail, they don't really care. Then it's invite who you want or whatever. So that's my take on it from my experience, I guess. So, it's you can't expect somebody to have 30 kids over. But, I've been on the end of having to deal with a couple of devastated children who everybody else is like, oh, look at my invitation right here. And they're flaunting their invitations around the classroom, and they don't have one. And they're like, don't I have one? And they are just devastated. I mean, just gut-wrenching. So it is, and I realize sometimes you have hard lessons. You can get your feelings hurt. That's part of growing up. But I don't know, something like that, maybe it's not worth it. So it's just really, I think, tied to invitations at school.
I think that goes back to what you were saying, Carrie, like the phone calling tree or whatever.
Yeah.
If you can call a couple of parents, who are being invited. But yeah, if your class has 5 people in it, 6 people, what are you doing?
I was that kid. I was the 6th kid who was not invited to things. What age do you teach?
When I had 2nd grade. I no longer do 2nd grade. I'm younger now, but 2nd graders.
Well,
they were pretty devastated.
Well, we appreciate your insight. It's kind of cool hearing from the teacher's perspective, the teacher side of things. So thanks for the call. Yep. We appreciate you.
Yeah, bye.
It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. It's a Talkback Tuesday, and just to kind of catch you up if you're just tuning in this morning, it is a birthday invitation type of Talkback Tuesday here today.
Yeah, so this woman is back ooh.
All right.
Oh.
Let's restart this here, Carrie. It is an invitation type of Talkback Tuesday. Should every kid get an invite at school?
Yeah, a mom messaged us on the K92.
Hey, we got through that.
There we go. That was a tough one, man. The brain is working hard today. Mom received a notification from a teacher that says, hey, if you're having a birthday party, you got to invite every single kid in the class. If it's one of those specific birthday parties where it's only girls, you invite all the girls in the class. If it's only boys, you invite all the boys. Otherwise, you invite everyone, yada, yada, yada. Mom's not having it because no one can afford that right now.
Sure.
Especially if it's like 30 kids. So she wants to know, should she just ignore what the teacher is saying or actually maybe confront her about this? So we got quite a few messages and comments on the K92.3 app, and they're very interesting. Tanya said, our school's policy is if you plan to send invites to the school, the whole class needs to be invited, but if you are doing the invites outside of school, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of that in the messages and on Facebook. So if you want invitations to go to school, you have to invite the entire class. If you can just call up a couple of your kids' friends, parents, or whatever.
Yeah.
You can send them in the mail or do like an e-invite, and then you don't have to invite the entire school.
Yeah. And also, I feel like we need to just preface this. We're not trying to rag on the teacher for doing this. We know he or she is trying to do the best they can with this situation, with the birthdays, because, kids get hurt, kids get offended, parents get involved if kids are upset and all of that stuff. So we understand that the teacher's trying to make this a better situation for everyone.
Well, I'm sure it's not like she's made this choice.
Exactly.
I'm sure it's a school policy or something.
Exactly. They're not trying to be the bad guy.
Yeah, I doubt she gets to just choose that.
Yeah, for sure. Emily said, ignore the school. Kids invite who they want to invite. I will usually work out a day with the teacher and send treats to share with the class. Sitting down and chatting with your children, being considerate of others' feelings goes a long way. Be a parent. Stop letting the schools dictate how we raise our kids.
Yeah, I always thought that was funny, by the way. This is a little side note here. I always thought that was funny. On your birthday, you brought treats for the entire class.
Yeah.
Shouldn't the entire class bring treats for you? It's your birthday.
When
you
go to a birthday party...
I always kind of laughed at that when I was a kid.
I mean, when you go to a birthday party, you provide the cake, essentially.
Well, I didn't provide nothing. Thanks, Ma.
Your parents,
Yeah.
Kennedy said, not necessary. Invites can be put directly into backpacks by the teacher. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Depending on the class size, I have invited the whole class, but I'm not inviting 20 kids to the party. LOL.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a rager.
That is a lot. I would agree.
Crystal kept it simple. No.
Once in a while, a one-word answer is all we need to hear on the K Country Morning Show.
True. Becky had a very good and thoughtful answer. I always ask the school secretary or their teacher for a class list with contact info for the parents. Then I either send out an invite to the mail, email, or send a text about it to the children my kids want to invite. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a great plan. Then you don't have to worry about it at all.
Exactly.
Then you don't have to buy invitations. You don't have to schlep them to the mail. You could just send a couple or push a couple of buttons on your phone or on your laptop, and there you go.
Yeah, Joyce said it's been that way for the last 4 years. My grandkids can't take them to school. It's dumb.
Yeah, so that I do think that's a decent compromise. If you're going to bring invitations to school, then you're kind of just sort of asking for it. If you want to just invite a handful of people, kind of invite them privately. I think, I feel like that's a solid compromise.
I think there are delicate ways to avoid kids' feelings getting hurt.
Kane Brown and Marshmallow coming up as we continue through our Talk Back Tuesday. There are a lot of comments for us to get to. It's the K Country Morning Show, and to wrap up our Talk Back Tuesday today, we kind of just put a bow on this. Should every kid in the class get an invite to the party? I think a solid compromise that we have discovered today. If you are going to put or send invitations to class,
don't have kids,
then you probably are going to have to invite the whole class.
Yeah.
But there is a super easy, simple solution to this.
Super easy get around.
Just don't send invitations to the school.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to get around that in 2024.
Yeah, exactly. Also, if maybe your kid, if the kids are young and you do the school pickup, you can just be like, hey, where's little Timmy and little Susie? We can give them the invitations now. It's technically outside of school,
Sure.
And parents are a little bit more discreet. It'll be like that. When I was a camp counselor, we would always, at the end of the season, get people who did the mafia handshake with us.
Sure.
After watching their kid, they'd be like, thank you for everything you did. And they'd slip a 20 in our hands.
Sure.
You could do that sort of move.
Yeah, I like that move. And also, I will say, you could invite the whole class. Is every kid really going to show up? There's no way.
Depending on if you are the cool kid or if the party's at a cool place.
Okay.
Maybe you're the family that hands out full-size chocolate bars at Halloween, and they're like, ooh, let's get in on that.
We better go to that one?
We better go to that. The goodie bag is going to be sick.
Sure. I'm just saying, I know kids who got invited to parties when I was younger, and I was like, oh, I'm not friends with that kid. I'm not going to get invited. Mm-hmm. And I didn't think twice about it. So it's just, I feel like there is a growing up process here when you don't get invited to something.
Exactly.
Now, obviously, that can hurt feelings, and sometimes when you're a kid, that's tough to deal with.
When you're younger, that's when you're a young kid.
I do understand that, but that is a very good learning thing, I think, a lot of times and it does stink, for sure.
It hurts.
But it's great to learn that not everyone likes you. That's a good life skill to have in the back pocket, especially when you get to middle school and You know, there's 7th graders, 8th graders, 9th graders, or whatever. And I'll tell you right now, they probably don't like you. Not right when you get there.
Yeah.
So, either way, I think we found the compromise, though.
Yeah. Don't have kids?
Yeah, just continue living your life like Carrie and I. Get a dog and a cat. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
On the way, Luke Combs, also coming up our 8 o'clock hour. We're going to find out if we're gross.
Yeah,
Is
well,
basically
I think
what it is.
I think we can just say an easy yes to that in general.
That's on the way. It involves sharing hygiene products. That's coming up on the K Country Morning Show. I will say, find out if you're gross with us. We have found this thing about sharing hygiene products, and we're going to dive more on into it in 10 minutes. But I'm not sure, just before I've even really kind of dove into this list, I don't know if there's a ton I wouldn't let Corey use or use of hers. That would be, I can't think of one thing off the top of my head that I'm just like, nope, that's a goodness no. So I think I'm going to find out I'm pretty disgusting very soon.
I don't think you're disgusting. I just think you're grossly in love.
Oh, that's right. That's how I'll put it when she asks me about this when I get home.
Exactly. Be like, I'm just grossly in love with you, sweetie.
That's right. It's the K Country Morning Show with Gabe Lynn and Carrie Mack. Do you share hygiene products with your significant other? Obviously, if you have your own, you might prefer to just use your own, of course.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm kind of gross, dude.
I think you are kind of gross.
That's what I'm figuring out here.
Yeah. We found this list of some items, and it's going to go from like the least squeamish to the most squeamish when it comes to sharing things.
Okay.
So let's start off.
I can't wait to see these least ones.
Yeah. And again, Gabe is happily married to the love of his life.
That's right.
Wonderful woman.
Wedding anniversary coming up in about 20 days.
Oh,
actually, exactly 20 days.
Look at that. And I am still looking for something.
That's right.
So,
single as a Pringle.
Okay, thank you. So, I'll just imagine
Sure.
that I have a significant other and that I would possibly have the option of sharing these things.
That's right.
Okay, so the very first item is sharing stick deodorant.
I don't care.
I would be fine with that.
I definitely have used Corey's deodorant in my life when mine is out.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she's used mine when hers is out, and then, you know, someone makes a quick run to Target or whatever to grab a few sticks.
As long as, like, there's nothing in the deodorant afterwards, I'm fine with it.
See, here's the problem. I will say, when I borrow Corey's deodorant, it's probably a lot worse than when she borrows mine. When she borrows mine, there's not really any leftovers.
Yeah.
I know for a fact I've left an armpit hair or two in Corey's Dove stick. Now, I do try to make sure I pay attention and kind of pick it out because that is gross, but I can't always see. It's dark in the middle of December and I'm in the room. But yes, I'd have no problem sharing deodorant with my wife. I wouldn't. Now, if she just went out and ran a mile and came home and put some on, I might wait, 10, 20 minutes for the sweat to evaporate off. But I don't care.
Significant other, fine. I even share deodorant with like friends and family sometimes if we're all like in a bind and I'm traveling or something.
Sure. Yeah.
So I don't think that's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Pit to pit contact. Whoa.
That's right.
Another one, slugging mouthwash straight from the bottle right after your partner.
Who cares?
Can we just use the cup? Just use the cup.
That takes too much work.
Ugh.
But yeah, I kiss her. We can probably both use the mouthwash.
Yeah, as long as
we share drinks at times.
As long as you're not like swishing around the mouthwash and then baby birding it into her mouth.
That's disgusting.
That's foul.
That is wild.
Yeah.
That I could not do.
You have one last gulp and you're like, whoa.
Yeah. No, that is insane.
Yeah.
But if Corey goes for the mouthwash and puts her mouth on the bottle or whatever? Yeah, I don't care.
I don't mind either. That's fine. Sharing a razor.
I think we do this.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean, I don't ever shave, like Bic shave. I always just use a clippers.
Yeah, use the clippers.
And I get it down to where it's like kind of scratchy. I never actually shave it off. I get kind of psoriasis problems when I do that.
Okay.
But I have used a razor that I know Corey uses because it's mine.
Yeah.
So I think she kind of uses my razor and then it just turns into her razor.
I got you. Well, I will say this. I think men's razors are like, depending on the brand, they're so much better than women's razors.
What style are you going for? You like, is there a brand like a Gillette?
I do love a good Gillette. A Gillette is great. # non-spawn. But it depends on like, if I'm what part of the leg I'm shaving.
Okay.
Like the ankle, you need to be delicate. Because you never know when like that swipe might cut you right at the ankle.
Okay.
And then like if you're just going for the knee or like the upper thigh, you can go for a different sort of razor. I feel like.
Okay, so I guess I do understand the question. After Corey's done doing some of that shaving, would I use the razor?
Yes.
Without question. I wouldn't even blink. I don't care.
That one I'm just like.
Well, I don't understand what's gross about that. It glides over the skin.
But like the hair.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care about that at all.
And yeah, I don't know. Like I'm going back and forth on it. I don't know if I'd be okay with it.
Who cares? The hair, you probably just took a shower. It's clean anyway.
Well, the hair that you're taking off might not be clean.
But you just took a shower, right?
I guess, yeah.
That's as clean as you could humanly be.
I don't know. Okay.
Nah, I don't care.
Drinking from the same glass.
Don't care.
As long as you're not
care less.
As long as there's no like backwash in it, I'm fine.
What are they spitting it back in there? I would hope not.
Sometimes you go like.
I would hope that they're functioning like a regular human being.
We can only.
I would have no problem sharing a beer or a pop or a water with you. I don't care about that with anybody.
Yeah,
but I'm also gross.
I don't mind sharing. Like if there's a straw, I'll use that, or if they have a straw, I'll just go for the cup.
I'll just share the straw. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's gnarly.
Yes.
I can't do that.
Doesn't matter to me at all.
Yeah. I've shared a drink with your wife and I was like, you want some? And she does the same thing I do where she goes, like if I'm using a straw, she goes for the cup. Or if there's another straw, she'll grab that and she'll use it.
Sure.
But we're also not married. Using the same bath towel your significant other just used after showering. That's a big no. That's a big no.
Okay.
Never.
Okay.
Never would I use that. That's gnarly.
On the way, we have Morgan Wallen. I do want to get to the rest of these here. We're just running out of time, but there are a few more. But let us know. Message us on the K92.3 app. This is on Facebook. Which one of these are you saying absolutely no to? Are you gross like me and don't care about any of them so far? This might be my first. I'm a little hesitant, Carrie, with the towel. We'll talk about it coming up after Morgan Wallen, who's on the way here on the K Country Morning Show. It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. Are you gross like me? Do you share? Do not mind sharing certain hygiene products with your significant other. I can't really think of much I would not share with Corey. I'm not saying she wants to share with me.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not saying that, but I have no problem if she uses this of mine.
Yeah.
For the most part, and I don't care. I think she cares about a lot of these either. But I will say, I would use a towel that Corey had used after she got out of the shower.
Like right after?
See, I would if I had to. It wouldn't bother me, but I don't ever have to. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you get up before she does.
Yeah, I just have my own towel.
That's true.
Now, if I don't like it. There's nothing I think kind of grosser than cleaning yourself off with a damp, wet towel.
Oh, it's so gross.
It just feels gross.
It really does. You're like, I feel like all the mildew is getting back onto my body.
Right.
I'd rather just air dry.
Right, exactly.
At that point.
But I have done this multiple times and will do it in a pinch.
Yeah.
I'm never really in that situation.
Yeah.
You know, hotels always have more than one towel.
True.
My house always has more than one towel.
True.
If I'm going somewhere where I will need to do a shower, they have towels.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yes, I would do this. I just don't find myself in that situation often.
I would never do it. I cannot do it.
Just air dry it out?
I'd rather
stand in the shower and do some jumping jacks or something.
I'd rather just be like the Shaggy Dog and just like shake all the water off my body. Okay, another one. Sharing earbuds. That's another one I can't do. It goes into the inner crevice of your brain.
I'm pretty sure Corey and I do this all the time.
I don't like it.
You just wipe them off. Just clean them off.
Yeah, but still, like, even if you wipe them off, I feel like it doesn't get all the residue, the gunk off of it.
Okay. You're worried about ear gunk with a significant other?
Yeah.
You don't think there's, like, other gunk around?
I mean,
like spit. Do you plan on kissing your significant other? Their spit is going to be way grosser than their ear.
No, earwax is like far grosser in my mind than spit.
Ah, fair enough.
Like, I can't do that. Oh my gosh.
I mean, but think of all the food that gets in someone's mouth, all the drinks, all that leftover crevices, the food in the teeth. You're worried about a little earwax?
Like dry skin and all that stuff? No, thank you. Like what even is earwax? Hold on.
I'm sure it's a combination of like dirt, dust, and stuff like that.
Yeah, do you want to be like having like dusty?
Well, Carrie, I kiss my wife, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what food she's eating or what. I'll just leave it at that. I don't know what food she's eating all day.
Well, I think like spit is like I can deal with the spit.
Okay.
But I can't deal with the earwax. Earwax or ceruum is a waxy substance secreted in the ear canal of humans and other mammals. It protects the ear from dust, foreign obstacles, microorganisms, and water. Okay, so it's secretions, cells shed from the tissue lining the canal. No, thank you.
Just wipe it off. But I don't understand that.
You can't get all of it off sometimes.
Yes, you can. If it bothers you that much, you will get all of it off.
But I feel like there's like micro things that you can't even see. I just can't do it.
Hey,
that's my thing. That's my thing.
Enough.
That's my boundary, and you need to respect that.
I'm with you. I am with you. I'm just saying, my wife and I have kissed, and our tongues have touched each other.
Whoa.
And I would think that would be a little more wild than some earwax.
Was that before marriage?
It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. Are there certain hygiene products you would not share with your significant other? And either I'm just gross or I don't know. I don't care.
I'm a neat freak.
I know that's not true. I've been in your apartment and your car. You are not a neat freak.
I am messy, but I try not to be dirty.
You're maybe just a little more strict on hygiene.
Yeah, I try to be.
Neat freak is far from true. You see that side of the desk and this side of the desk, you know immediately who's over there.
Okay, so we've reached the final boss of this question of whether or not you would share these items with your significant other. Gabe, would you share a toothbrush with Corey?
Yes, I wouldn't even blink.
I cannot do that. I'm sorry.
If she needed to use my toothbrush, I'd probably sprint to go get it and skip back.
Oh, look at you, a hero, a god among men.
Exactly. I get to be the superhero for the day. See, honey, that beautiful smile you had in this photo, you would have looked like dog water if it wasn't for me.
I just think I'm fine with the spit. I'm fine with that. It's just the fact that the toothbrush, it gets into all the crevices. You're getting the gum line. You're getting all this stuff. You're getting the food that you had for dinner. Mm-hmm. Like, I just can't get behind that. That's just gnarly. I'm fine with the mouthwash. I can handle that. But it's just the all that stuff I cannot do.
Okay.
And we got some interesting comments on Facebook.
Okay. We'll see when this comes to fruition. I would like to really see how, if this possibly changes.
If this possibly changes. If I die alone because I refuse to share a toothbrush. Jazz said toothbrush, absolutely not. Deodorant is fine to share, though.
Yeah. Well, I think something also needs to be made clear on this game, right? Mm-hmm. Like, do I have my own toothbrush? Yes. Does Corey have her own toothbrush? Yes. I am, strictly speaking, in a pinch. We don't use each other's stuff every day. Mm-hmm. I'm saying I forgot to bring this while we're on a weekend trip or whatever.
Go buy one.
Yeah, I'll do it for a morning before I can go get a toothbrush at Walgreens later or Target or whatever.
Just chug a bunch of mints. I don't care. Just do that and then go to Walmart.
Yeah, I'm saying in a pinch, I'd share anything she needed. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
But, okay. Anna said, my kids maybe, they just grab and don't look. My significant other, no. I have to agree. With the kids, I'd be fine with sharing like a toothbrush if they're in a pinch, earbuds, all of that stuff, because most of the time, unless you're adopted, you share the same DNA. Sure. I'd be fine with doing that.
That's a strange mental hurdle in my brain. But okay, if that's what works for you, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Whatever. I'd share a toothbrush with anybody, I guess, if they needed it.
Whoa. Gabe and his dental hygiene sure do get around.
Well, I'm just saying, you don't have
You're
one?
Just sharing.
Hey, I used it this morning. If you really need to use it, here you go. I'll clean it off after, I guess. If someone needs a toothbrush and you're in a dang bind, all right, my phone number is 61. No, I'll give you a toothbrush. I don't care.
Dang, Gabe just sharing his toothbrush with anyone who comes around.
It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. Are there hygiene products you simply will not share with your significant other? I guess I'm learning, no. There's really nothing that I wouldn't share if Corey absolutely had to do it.
Man, in sickness and in health, through, richer or poorer for whether or not you have a toothbrush or not.
Well, like on a day-to-day basis, no. I'm not every day going to be like, oh, we should just share one toothbrush. That's a bit wild. But for, a handful of times when you leave the house or you're on a little vacation and you forget something, like, yes, borrow this until we can remedy the situation.
Exactly.
I don't care.
We got a good message from a woman in Evansdale. They want to be kept anonymous, though. I once knew someone and their boyfriend that were farmers, and they used the same bath water because the house they lived in was an old farmhouse that the water heater didn't work well. But yes, that's gross, soap or not.
Hey, there you go. You got to do what you got to do.
No.
Got to do what you got to do. If that helps save some money or whatever, you do what you need to do.
The thing is, though, there are some adults who take baths together.
Are there? I'm not a bath guy. I'm not sure. Is that on your TikTok or something?
No, I feel like maybe you go to a romantic getaway, you share a bath.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I think that's not too out of pocket. But the fact that you're both taking separate baths, I don't.
Well, what's the difference between sitting in sharing bath water and just people going in a hot tub because there's chlorine in it? I don't get it.
I think it's the fact that they're chlorine, number one. And number two, when you go take a bath, you're usually dirty. But you also could be dirty in a hot tub. You think everyone who gets in a hot tub is just coming out of the shower? I think it's the bathing suit of it all.
Okay.
I think it's...
Oh, it traps all the dirt in that little area?
Mentally, it does. I don't care if it's true. It's a mental thing.
Sorry, I'm working in realistic terms here,
Excuse me, I am realistic. You can't get through certain hurdles. I can't get through this hurdle.
I have for the past 10 days. It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Miss Carrie Mack, and some sad news. James Earl Jones died yesterday. He was 93, and he had obviously a big, giant career in the entertainment world with his acting and his voiceover work. And if you're listening right now, you're going, James Earl Jones, who's that? Maybe if you're a younger person. You definitely know who this is. All right, take a listen to some of these. Just iconic voice.
He has one of the best voices of all time.
George? I sure did. And he knew me. He was almost as great a hitter as I was.
Simba, let me tell you something that my father told me. Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars.
Been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. We meet again at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
There is no escape. Don't make me destroy you. I am your father.
Baseball has marked the time. This field, this game, is a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that once was good.
It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack, and earlier today we were talking about sharing hygiene products with your significant other. What are your absolute no-goes? As we have some comments to get to from Facebook and the K92.3 app.
It seems like people are okay with deodorant, with sharing the deodorant, which you think is kind of gnarly.
Out of all of them, other people's sweat going on to your body, that seems kind of gross to me. You know when you've given someone a hug and they're all sweaty, their shirt's all wet? That seems kind of gross to me for some reason.
I don't know.
At the end of the day, it doesn't stop me.
Yeah. It doesn't stop me from doing it.
Yeah, I'll still use your sweaty deodorant if I really need it.
I don't see a problem with it because I feel like, okay, we got some good comments about this. Jesse said toothbrush never, deodorant is fine.
Yeah, that's such a strange boundary, I guess, to me. You kiss your significant other. Your tongues touch.
But our pits don't touch.
That's my point. Your pits never touch. Your mouths do. You're worried about a toothbrush over deodorant? Your armpits literally never make contact. But it's perfectly fine.
Did I slowly walk into your camp? Wait, I was trying to make a point.
Carrie's pulling a 180. She's back on my team.
No, I'm still team anti-toothbrush. Holiday said toothbrush, bleep no, ew, LOL, deodorant sure.
This is insane to me because, you know, one thing, every day people brush their teeth. Not every day you take a shower. Your armpits on a bad day smell 1,000 times worse than people's breath. At least in my opinion. I can smell your armpits from a distance. I can't smell your breath from far away.
I think you can smell people's breath from far away.
No, I don't think so.
I just...
Not even if someone stinks and they walk past you, you know it. If someone's breath is gnarly, you're not going to know unless they're pretty close talking to you within a reasonable distance.
I don't smell right. I put on deodorant this morning and I
See,
showered.
every day I deal with this with Carrie. She has no idea. But no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You would tell me if I stunk, right?
No, I would not. What?
Really?
Well, what? Why? Who cares?
Oh my gosh. My mind is blown.
That's a good friend right there.
I think a good friend would tell you if you stink.
I would tell you like when I left for the day so I didn't have to awkwardly deal with it.
A lot of people are just saying no way. Like Dawn said ugh no, Lori said nope, Leora said no way. So it seems like people are just there are some people, sometimes people get with people who are just gnarly.
Sure.
So they don't want to like share that sort of thing.
Sure. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but if you're kissing and swapping spit that way,
that's what I'm saying. Each other's towel is a big no-no.
No, that's like mildew.
No, it's not. That's not how that works.
I feel like it is.
It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Miss Carrie Mack, and we are trying to find out who has the most loved, the most favorited, the favorite mascot in the Cedar Valley. We have got the K92.3 mascot battle going on.
And things are heating up here on the K92.3 app, and there's like a 2-way tie for first, and a 4-way tie for second right now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that hurts my head.
So it's very close.
It's very close. So coming in at second is the Waterloo West High School Wahawks, the Cedar Falls High School Tigers, the Waverly Shell Rock High School Go-Hawks, and the New Hampton High School Chickasaws. All in second place right now.
Okay.
And then tied for first is Sumner Fredericksburg High School, the Cougars, and Independence High School, the Mustangs.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have a kid, or maybe you're in school and you're listening to this, I don't know how you would be, though. You're probably in class by now. But if you have a kid or you used to be an alumni of that school and you want to try to propel your mascot to the top, you got to get your vote on.
Yeah, get your vote on the K92.3 app and break these 2-way ties for first and the 4-way ties for second.
We need you to help make the math easier for Carrie.
It just hurts my head.
It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. We end the program today with a little game we like to call Celebrities Gabriel Doesn't Know.
Okay. Today is September 10th. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. You share a birthday with this 38-year-old country singer who's in the Pistol Annies with Miranda Lambert.
Okay.
Her solo songs include Wild Love and Hands on You.
You know, I only know this because something about the Pistol Annies showed up on my Instagram yesterday as I was scrolling. Or something about, I don't know what it was, but the Pistol Annies. Is this Ashley Monroe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Good job, Gabe.
I saw a little 2-3 minute thing of that band on my Instagram the other day, and I was like, you know, I really need to know more about who this is.
Mm-hmm.
And so I watched the video. Also,
you.
Ashley Monroe, you can borrow my toothbrush anytime, all right?
Gabe really does love lending out his toothbrush to anyone. This 41-year-old is a retired Cincinnati Reds stud, first baseman who won the National League MVP in 2010.
Oh, man. 2010. I don't know. Is his name Ty or something?
No.
Todd?
No.
Nope.
There's no
Tim?
There's no T in the first name.
Who is it?
Joey Votto.
Oh, Joey Votto.
Votto. Tomato, Voto, Votto. Okay. This 56-year-old was Madonna's ex-husband. He directed The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Sherlock Holmes, King Arthur, and the live-action Aladdin remake.
He directed Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah.
And King Arthur?
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes has Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law in it. Guy Ritchie.
Yes. There we go. Look at you. Okay, this 61-year-old.
I don't know anything about the Madonna part.
This 61-year-old is a baseball Hall of Famer known as the Big Unit.
Oh, Randy Johnson.
There we go. This 64-year-old.
What a nickname.
This 64-year-old is an Oscar-winning actor. He was in The King's Speech and he's in the Mamma Mia movies.
Pierce Brosnan?
No. He was also in Pride and Prejudice.
I don't know. The King's Speech. I've seen that movie.
He plays the king.
Oh, is he in Harry Potter too?
I don't know.
I think he might also be in Chernobyl. I don't know. Who is it?
Colin Firth.
Let me see. Is this the dude from Chernobyl?
I don't know. You're going to have to look it up.
Nope. That's not who I thought it was.
Are you a big fan of Aerosmith? I can't remember.
I'm indifferent.
Do you know who the guitarist is for Aerosmith?
Joey something?
Joe Perry. He's 74 years old today.
Oh,
Happy
Joe
birthday
Perry?
to
I was
him.
close. I know who Joe Perry is, yeah. Joey something.
There we go.
I was wrong.
We're going to move on to the people who are no longer with us. This man died in 2016. He is considered a golf god. Rumor is he's made up of 50% lemonade.
Oh, yeah. These are very popular drinks that you get at golf courses.
I love these drinks.
Yeah. Arnold Palmer.
That's true.
Designed a billion golf courses.
Today is just like a sports day. In 1985, this man died. He broke Babe Ruth's single-season home run record with 61 home runs in the year 1961.
Hank Aaron?
Roger Maris.
Oh, Roger Maris. What record did Hank break? Maybe the all-time home runs? I don't know.
I don't know. Today is National TV Dinner Day and National Ants on a Log Day. It's also, on a very serious note, it's World Suicide Prevention Day. If you or anyone you know is struggling with that, make sure you get help. We'll probably have resources on the K92.3 app. Tomorrow is Patriots Day, September 11th, and 9 days until International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
The world is full of nice people. If you can't find one, you gotta be one.